What's up with your boxing fans? Boxing fans, what's good? The homie made man in the building. And y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing. Just let me make sure everything is sounding good here. All right. Sounding good. That's what it is, man. Y'all know how we do, man. It's a spontaneous show right here. You know, sometimes I just, when I feel like talking boxing, I just jump on. Hopefully everybody can catch this joint live, and whoever cannot catch this joint live, enjoy the playback. But I'm just here to let you know we got that fire. Yeah, you know what I mean? Stunting is a habit. Put a track up in the casket, off the hook and pop a gasket. The bullshit, I'm past it. Stay fucking like a rabbit. Smack a lot of assets. Put a diva in the feature. She show a lot of class. What's up, boxing fans? We are here to talk about last night's performance, about Jaime Mungia. You know, one thing I knew I left out last night from talking about the fights last night, man, we were so focused on Keith One-Time Thurman that we totally left out the performance by Jaime Mungia, man. And, after I took in that fight in its entirety today, woke up first thing this morning and I had to look at it, man. I got a lot to talk about when it comes down to Jaime Mungia, man. Jaime Mungia, we all know who he is. WBO 154-pound champion. The dude, man, is supposed to be rising with a bullet. This is a co-promoted fighter by Golden Boy Promotions, Oscar De La Hoya. You know, one thing I got to say about Oscar, we give Oscar a lot of flack. A lot of boxing fans, we always give Oscar a lot of flack, no doubt about it. But one credit you got to give to Oscar De La Hoya, and you need to learn this, man, and this has been 100. Oscar De La Hoya, one thing you got to give to his credit is that he knows how to move fighters, and he knows how to make fighters stars, bro. Like all of these PBC fighters that we always talking about, let's remember, first thing, they all was with Oscar De La Hoya first. You dig? When we talking Earl Spence, when we talking Keith Thurman, when we talking Sean Porter, when we talking Danny Garcia, dog, all of these dudes prior to the coup, led by Richard Schaefer, was all being promoted by Oscar De La Hoya. He was rising their names up. That's one thing you got to give Oscar. Say what you want. He dresses in drag. He likes the nose candy. It is what it is. But when it comes for Oscar moving fighters, man, he makes Mayweather Promotions look bad, and that's just being 100. But at the end of the day, his newfound project is now Jaime Mungia. Jaime Mungia, man. So after watching this performance last night against the dude Takashi Inoue, you know what I mean? Yo, man, some questions got to arrive about that. This is the same Jaime Mungia that's been calling out my main man, Jarrett Swift Hurd. This is the same Jaime Mungia that has been calling out the likes of the Charlo. You dig? Saying he's ready for all the top dogs at 154. But this dude, Takashi Inoue, last night, hey, he showed us something about Jaime, man. And we still kind of learning on the job about Jaime Mungia. Real talk. The one thing that we noticed about Jaime last night, man, clearly he won that fight by unanimous decision. Two judges had the scorecards 120 to 108, 119 to 109. And I'm like, what? Oh, that fight was way more contentious than what the judges seen it, man. I don't know what the hell the judges were saying last night. That was a close-ass fight, and it was a good-ass fight, action-packed fight. Hats off to Takashi Inoue last night for that performance that he put in. He put in a hell of a performance, man. But at the end of the day, we all sitting back talking about the performance of Keith Thurman and how he fought Jodecito Lopez going backwards. And everybody wondering today, like, where's the power of Keith One-Time Thurman? You clearly see, man, for those who are new to the sport or don't know much about boxing inside the ring other than the news headlines, you got to understand, man, when fighters go backwards, they do not have the exact same power as they do when they come forward or when they stand in place. Brian Thompson in the building. What's up with you? You dig? That's something that we all just got to understand and we got to start grasping. So when we ask our question of where was Keith Thurman's power last night, dog, he fought going backwards for majority of that fight. And as you seen in Jaime Mungia, a dude who has took over 154 by smashing fighters, came in demolishing dudes like Saddam Ali, smashed Liam Smith. Those were fighters that he fought coming forward. But last night, Tekashi and Noe last night was backing up Jaime Mungia, man, like crazy. And Jaime's power did not stop this dude. Tekashi looked like he was in it to win it. You know what I'm saying? He was bringing noise the entire fight. Jaime Mungia, to his credit, was trying to show another layer of his game. He was fighting tall. He was using the jab. He was trying to use his footwork. He was trying to show people another dimension to his fight game. But however, he fought in the manner of going backwards. You did. Yeah, they are biased, man. Hats off to Black Fight Fan, though, man. I got love for Black Fight Fan, but yeah, you already know what they arguments about, man. You already know. But the fact is, though, man, like Mungia fought backwards a lot of portions of that fight, and he could not stop this dude Tekashi. Tekashi was having a hell of a lot of success digging to the body. You know, every time he closed that gap and got to the inside, to me, that entire fight, he won the inside game. It's just that Jaime Mungia did just enough to keep him at bay. Now, the difference between Jaime Mungia and what Keith Thurman did, Keith Thurman was actually out of the ring for 22 months. Jaime Mungia was not. You know what I mean? What's up, Selah Farah? What's up, man? You know it. We talking boxing. You already know. But yeah, but you know, that's the difference. But anyway, Jaime Mungia last night showed us when he has to become this boxer, when he has to be the matador, when he is faced with an opponent the same size or weight as him, he is not this destructive force that we've been seeing fight after fight. He just not. Now, that's no diss to him whatsoever. It just shows fight fans out there that, look, man, when you got an opponent, when you got a fighter that's going backwards and trying to be a boxer, the knockout doesn't come right away, if ever. It just, you look out throughout boxing history and you don't see it. Jaime was tested last night. That Asian was in his chest all night long, Brian. All night long he was in his chest. And Jaime going backwards, power just wasn't there. Now, he did a lot of good things. The body work, I thought he was throwing that right hook to the body. It was gorgeous. You know what I mean? It was landed. But that Asian last night, he was blocking a lot of those shots from Jaime on the outside. And he was closing that gap. And every time he got Jaime on them ropes, every time he closed that gap and got to the inside, he started digging. And Jaime showed us, when I fight this way, I'm not nearly the destructive force that I've been known to see. So my thing is this. Jaime Mungia's best wins, of course, we all know, is Saddam Ali and Liam Smith. What happens if Jaime Mungia gets in there with the Jared Swift herd? Because Jared Swift herd wants Jaime Mungia. What happens when he gets in there with a Jared Swift herd? And Jared Hurd is going to come forward the entire fight, pushing Jaime back. That's the golden question. And see, I mean, Jaime's best fights is when he stands his ground and when he is coming forward. He came forward on Saddam Ali. He came forward on Liam Smith, but he did not come forward on Tekashi Inoue last night. I'm not going to go hard on Jaime. He's still green. People can't forget that. No, I'm not going to go hard on him either. I know he's only 22 years old. And I know he's still kind of like, you know, got to get to that point. But this dude has been calling out the likes of the top dogs at 54 and saying he think he can beat them all. I'm not here to rip Jaime Mungia, but I'm just showing we're learning about him on the job. You know what I mean? We are learning about Jaime Mungia as each and every fight go on. Now, as of today, what I seen last night, Jaime Mungia right now ain't ready for Jared Swift herd. He's just not. He's just not. You know, he's a good prospect. He's a good, you know, he's a champion. But, you know, at the end of the day, Jared wants that belt. Jared wants the WBO belt. Jared says he wants all of the belts at 54 before he heads up to 160 pounds. So guess what? That counts Jaime Mungia. So, I mean, as of today, he ain't ready. He's showing good flashes. He's showing that he's a good fighter. And he was able to withstand the attack of Tekashi. I don't know what the hell the judges was looking at. Hell nah, I don't judge that fight based on like that. But I will say that as of today, from what I'm seeing by Jaime Mungia, now that we've seen him in there with the dude similar to his size, if you will, he might wasn't as tall as Jaime, but if you look at the body structure of Tekashi Inoue last night, they were similar in size. And when you see this, a guy pushing back Jaime, we learning on the job about this dude. You know what I mean? I hear you, son. I know you're not picking on him, Holmes. He's just speaking the truth. That's all. That's all it is. The thing is about Jaime, man, you know, we still learning about him. You know what I mean? We really want to know, how good is he really? How good is he really? I think from what I'm seeing right now, when Jaime Mungia get up in that joint against, say, like I don't know, a dude who's going to box him, maybe a Tony Harrison, you know what I mean? Maybe a Araceli Law, he'll have a better chance. But if somebody's going to push Jaime back, and, you know, he did some good things, don't get me wrong. But when somebody's going to push Jaime back and get to his inside and can withstand some of the punches that he can give out going backwards, it becomes another fight. It becomes another fight. And Jared Hurd, a guy who's going to come forward, going to look to get to the inside, going to look to hit Jaime to the body, very resilient, and looks to come forward and forward only. It may be something. You know what I mean? But I like Jaime, though. I like what Oscar is doing with him. I like the image that he's crafting for him, but I'm fully aware that he's protecting him. I'm fully aware that he's protecting. It's kind of obvious. You know what I mean? And maybe that's the right thing to do for your 22-year-old fighter. But at the end of the day, we just learned something new about Jaime Mungia. You know what I mean? And that's just being 100. I think even like if Kell Brooks says, like, I'm going to stay at 54 because there's politics all lined up that he can fight Jaime Mungia. Given that Kell Brooks is down with the zone and given that Jaime Mungia is down with the zone, if Kell Brooks wanted to pivot back to 54, shit, man, that fight can happen. But at the end of the day, I think Jaime will give Kell Brooks a lot of fits because he hits hard when he is coming forward. But when there's a dude big, just like him, that's what shows me, are you great? That's what shows me, are you the goods? You know what I mean? He could easily be outboxed, though. That's the thing about Mexican fighters, Holmes. They always want to brawl, and they never want to box. At the end of the day, true shit. But he attempted to box last night. He attempted to box the dude Takashi last night, man. The problem is that Jaime Mungia has been showing that he's been steamrolling opponents. And last night, he couldn't do that. What's up, Ronnie Boy Fresh in the building? What's up with you? And last night, it's just something that he could not do. He could not steamroll this. This Asian wasn't going away. Takashi was not going away like that, bruh. He was going to stand there and keep bringing this noise and keep bringing this fight to Jaime Mungia. Props to Jaime Mungia for not going down. Props to Jaime Mungia for not tiring out. All props due to him for those things. But however, that power, and that's the first thing that we learned about Jaime Mungia was his power. The power wasn't devastating last night. Nah, it just wasn't. And that's what I'm saying about Keith One-Time Thurman. Everybody's like, where's his power disappeared to against Josecito Lopez? Keith Thurman last night, after being off 22 months, was backing up majority of that fight. The power is not there sometimes when you are fighting off the back foot. And how often lately have we been seeing Keith Thurman fighting off the back foot? You hear me? You hear me? He attempted to box a dude who wasn't a slick boxer. That's easy if you ask me. I mean, it's easy for you to lay leather on him, but it ain't easy for you to stop him. It ain't easy for you to stop him. It's easy. You remember when Floyd Mayweather fought Ricky Hatton, right? Floyd Mayweather, how many rounds did it take him to stop Ricky Hatton? As for opposed to Manny Pacquiao, who was a come forward fighter at that time and was looking to put heat on you. And how long did it take him to stop Ricky Hatton? It took Floyd a minute to lure Ricky Hatton to that hook. So he walked into that hook and he finally stopped him. That took a few rounds because Floyd was fighting off the back foot a lot of portions of that fight. But as for Manny, who brought noise against Ricky Hatton, stopped him immediately. Immediately. You hear me? Ronnie Boy Fresh, I told you, Slim. Ponytail Keith is done. He not done, son. He not done, man. He not done. Nah, bro. Come on, man. We not saying that, man. He not done. He just fought off the back foot. The homie Black Horseman Promotions in the building. What's up, family? Smash that like button for me. Black Horseman Promotions is in the build. And I'm glad you're here, my G, because I want to clarify something. I listened to your live stream last night. I listened to the panel that you have on. Great fucking show, bruh. Everybody who does sound my voice, please go subscribe to Black Horseman Promotions. He and his channel is the real deal. I want to clarify something. I'm so glad you're here. I heard y'all speaking about Kell Brook and Keith Thurman from back in the day last night. And I want to clarify that up. Absolutely. Please click the link and subscribe. I want to clear that up because I heard what your panel said last night, and they were explaining that situation. And I heard one guy said that Keith Thurman ducked Kell Brook prior to Carson Jones. And I heard the other cat say that Keith Thurman called out Kell Brook to go to the UK. So I'm going to try to clean that up. You know what I mean? Let me clean that up and kind of put this exactly how it happened. I'm going to make this real fast. And this is just off the head. This is something that I just remember because I'm such a big Kell Brook fan. Now, I'm going to say that when Keith Thurman called out Kell Brook and said, yes, I will come to the UK, that is facts. That is facts. He did say that. He said that on the interview. I remember he told Radio Raheem that back in the day, and I forgot. I don't know if he said it in print, but he did say that. But the thing was this. He said that right after Kell Brook had defeated Showtime Shawn Porter. And if you go back to that time, Kell Brook had defeated Showtime Shawn Porter. Then he got stabbed in the leg. And this took Kell Brook out of contention for a while. Kell Brook then returns many months later. And then he does not want to, because given that he had inactive, matter of fact, he didn't return to the next year because he fought Shawn Porter in 2014 and he came back and he fought JoJo Dan in 2015. And when he fought JoJo Dan, everybody got pissed at him. So they was like, yo, why did he fight JoJo Dan? You know what I mean? He fought JoJo Dan in, I believe, March of 2015. And then in 2 months later, he fought Frankie Gavin. These were the two fights that he wanted to take to get back on his feet after being stabbed in the leg and after he damn near dying. During this time, Keith Thurman started to focus his ambitions on the WBA. And so he started to focus his ambitions on the WBA, and he fought Robert Guerrero for the WBA title, for the regular title. And during this time, he was not a world champion. We all know that Floyd Mayweather had the WBA Super Championship. You know what I'm saying? And so during this time, Kell Brook then, after he fought Frankie Gavin, he went on another hiatus. And he didn't return back to 2016. During that time, you had Keith Thurman pursuing his WBA title. He becomes the WBA, gets the WBA title. Now, Kell Brook come back in 2016, and he's like, okay, I have an IBF mandatory in Kevin Bizier. He beats Kevin Bizier for the IBF mandatory, which he had no choice but to fight. You know what I'm saying? He beats Kevin Bizier, and then Keith Thurman decides to go and face Showtime Shawn Porter for the WBA Super Championship, in which Floyd had vacated. He gets the WBA Super Championship at this time. Now they're saying, okay, cool. Well, Kell Brook is like, this is what I want to do. Now that him and Eddie Hearn are looking over at Keith Thurman saying that, well, now that you are actually a world champion, that you are, and I ain't stabbed in the leg and I don't have mandatories, I'm ready to take I want to get the winner of you and Porter. And in the meantime, while y'all are making that fight, I'll go on and try to grab another title by fighting Jesse Vargas, who had the WBO title at the time. And that was going to be one unification on one side and another unification on the other side. When the Jesse Vargas situation came up, they were in the middle of negotiations, and then a problem had arisen. They told Jesse Vargas, we'll give you $2 million. Plus, we'll give Top Rank 50% of the U.S. TV. Now, that wasn't nothing that Eddie Hearn was happy on doing, because Eddie Hearn knew at the time, bruh, I had to probably move about 300-something thousand pay-per-views in the UK to pay Kell Brook. But it is what it is. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Then another problem arose. The Brexit situation came up, in which it crushed the UK pound, which means that the value of it came down. And so what Eddie Hearn then had to say was, well, Jesse, take 10% less than what I offered you in $2 million, which technically he only got 1.7 million. Take 10% less. And Jesse was like, Bob Arum at the time was like, you know what? I'm not happy about that deal, but I just might accept it. However, on the low, Eddie Hearn was also negotiating a fight between Kell Brook and Triple G. And so Kell Brook instead, given that he would have made more money against Gennady Golovkin and a better deal, took the Gennady Golovkin fight. And he went up and got his eye broken. During this time, Keith Thurman had already beat Showtime Shawn Porter. Now he's the WBA Super Championship. Also, when Kell Brook went up to face Gennady Golovkin, similar to what Canelo Alvarez did with Rocky Fielding, he never abandoned his title at 147. And so when he came back to 147, he says, okay, Keith, yeah, you got the WBA Super Championship now. Hey, man, what's up? See me now. What's up? You can see me now. If me and you don't fight, then I will have to fight my IBF mandatory, which is Errol Spence Jr. But I would prefer to face you in a unification. Keith Thurman's response was, no, I want to face Danny Garcia for the WBC title. And so Kell Brook held out for a fight with either Keith Thurman or a fight with either Amir Khan. Neither one of them came to fruition. So he was forced to take his IBF mandatory in Errol Spence Jr., or he would have been stripped. So basically, in a nutshell, ever since Keith Thurman won that WBA regular title from Robert Guerrero, he never pursued another opportunity to face Kell Brook. When he told everybody he would face Brook in the UK, that was back in 2014, right after the Porter fight. And that was when Kell Brook couldn't fight because he had got injured. So hopefully that kind of clarified things up, man. And that's my position on why Kell Brook and Keith Thurman never fought back in the day, unfortunately. Keith Thurman knew that Kell Brook wanted to do a unification fight with him when he came off the Gennady Golovkin fight, which should have been Jesse Vargas. Keith Thurman instead decided to pivot to Danny Garcia. When the Jesse Vargas fight came up, that was just like 2 months after he fought Showtime Shawn Porter. So it wasn't going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, he wanted to get that title off Vargas, preferably. Then hopefully he would have got the title off got the WBA Super Championship from Shawn Porter, and they would have been one step closer to being unified champions or undisputed. You know what I mean? And that's the way it pretty much went, bro. So that's my version of it, homie. And just to clear the air on that. You know what I mean? Hats off to you and your panel, man. I enjoyed every second. I listened to your entire broadcast, man. It was off the fucking hook, bro. Real talk. Back to the chat. Kell got stabbed in Spain while on vacation. Absolutely. Look here. Kell Brook is a fighter, bubble wrapped in the UK. You know what's really messed up about that, Ronnie Boy Fresh, is that now Kell Brook possibly will fight Jesse Vargas now with no titles involved. They actually had a chance to fight back in the day for the WBO and the IBF title, unification fight. But however, Kell Brook backed out of that fight. You already know how we always talk. Hindsight is always 20/20. When you look back from today, you should say, shit, fuck the money. Kell should have went after that belt, and he would have had more prestige. It's easy to say that today. You know what I mean? But back then, Eddie Hearn, who was the silver spoon money man, always looking to make money. He was looking at the numbers, and he was just like, shit, if I put Kell in there with Jesse Vargas, I ain't going to make no money. Chris Eubank Jr., he had a problem with the Eubanks. He kicked the Eubanks out of town, and he put Kell Brook in there instead. And Kell Brook made twice as much money. And on top of that, Matchroom made more money. So it was just a bad situation all around the board. You know what I mean? Keith was elevated, I thought. Yeah, Keith was elevated. Keith was elevated after the Porter fight. You know what I'm saying? In which that's when Mayweather officially retired. So that's how Keith was. But he became the WBA Super Champion after he beat Showtime Shawn Porter. And this drew interest then from Kell Brook and from Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. Because at the time, Eddie Hearn once again was looking at numbers. And he was just like, man, who's Keith Thurman at the time? And, you know, I want to put Kell Brook in big fights and we want to make money and blah, 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 blah. And Keith didn't have the official hardware. He didn't get that to after his fights with Showtime Shawn Porter, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? Keith won the WBA interim from Diego Chavez in 2013. He did not win it from Guerrero. He won the interim from Chavez in 2013. He won the regular from Robert Guerrero. And then on top of that, he won the super after he got elevated to super champion after he beat Showtime Shawn Porter, Lawrence Williams. That's how it went. The interim is not the regular title. You did? You got to understand that. So, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's how it pretty much got broken down. So it was all about politics, shit. Keith realized that, look, right after I got this title, this WBA Super Championship, the next more profitable, more noticeable, more recognizable fighter at the time was Danny Garcia. Not to mention, Kell Brook had came off that loss against Gennady Golovkin where he was broken, and people was down on Kell Brook. And so people was like, he quit and all this extra jazz. It didn't look right. So Thurman instead pivoted to Danny Garcia, who had the WBC championship at the time. You know what I mean? Real talk. That shit seemed like a decade. I know it do, don't it? And whole time we into what, 2019? We just got to 2019. And whole time that shit was 2016, 2017, just a couple years ago, son. Real talk. You know what I mean? But yes, sir, hit the like button for me, man. Show me some love, man. Hit the like button for me, man. But back to the topic at hand. Jaime Mungia coming of age. You know what I mean? Is he ready for the elite? And that's just a question that I just right now watching last night. I have to say no. As for Jarrett Swift Hurd, I have to say no. As for Charlo, I mean, maybe he feels like he's bigger than Charlo and he will actually come forward on Charlo. But Jaime Mungia just showed me, dog, he's a different fighter going backwards than he is coming forward. You know what I mean? Real talk. Real talk. That shit seemed like a decade ago. It does. It's crazy how much hate Keith is getting right now, Holmes. I mean, you know, the hate is mainly coming from the Spence fans. And that's something that we should all expect, because everybody who's putting Keith Thurman, I mean, is putting Errol Spence Jr. as number one, is only doing it at the detriment of Keith Thurman. And so they got to take everything that they can to make Keith Thurman look bad and say, this is why Errol Spence Jr. is number one. They're going to say after he beats 135-pound Mikey Garcia, this is why Errol Spence Jr. is number one. You know what I mean? And it just plays into their narrative. You know what I mean? And that's why everybody is hating on Keith, man. At the end of the day, the same argument, and I totally broke that shit down in the video here on the channel, man. The same argument that I made for Tyson Fury, why he still remains the lineal champion, is the same reason that I give Keith Thurman as to why he remains the number one welterweight. Because one, he never retired, and two, he was never beat. He was never beat. You can't just give fighters accolades off eye test and just because you think. It don't work like that, son. It don't work like that. Man, I missed the Jaime Mungia fight, but I'll catch you later because I still got the zone. Yeah, man, the one thing you're going to notice, Black Horseman, is that Jaime showed us another element of this game, man. He tried to become, which I know you love, a boxer. You know what I mean? He tries to become a boxer. He tried to backtrack a lot of portions of the fight. He tried to fight tall. And he wasn't nearly as devastating as he's shown to be in previous fights when he comes forward and he brings a lot of that brute force with him. See, a lot of fighters ain't going to be intimidated by Jaime's height. A lot of fighters ain't going to be intimidated by Jaime Mungia's size. They're going to sit there and trade with him. They're going to try to close that gap properly and get to the inside and dig on Jaime. And then you got to show us, are you still that same type fighter? And Jaime did a lot of good things. It's similar to the Keith Thurman fight. Jaime did a lot of good things. He laid a lot of leather on in Noe last night. He put together some good combinations. He showed he showed a good right hook to the body, no doubt about it. But he also showed us when a fighter gets to his inside and they digging and they digging and they digging. Guess what? You getting touched. You getting touched. But he showed us some good things, man. He showed us some good things. And I'm just saying, with the likes of a Jarrett Swift Hurd, a dude who is similar in size to Jaime Mungia, who is going to come forward, who is going to bring a lot of noise. Where does this actually put Jaime Mungia? You know what I mean? Crawford is number one, but okay. I know Ronnie Boy Fresh going to say that all day. That's your dude. I'm hip. You know what I mean? I'm hip. I mean, but I'm going to say, bro, Crawford can't be number one by just beating Benavidez and beating Jeff Horn, dog. Until he top Showtime Sean Porter and Danny Garcia, then I say number one. But I don't use that eye test shit. You know what I mean? Ponytail Keith fights the winner of Lipinets and Peterson. Man, look, the question is for Keith Thurman is, should he go right into a fight with Showtime Sean Porter after the performance that we seen last night? And Keith Thurman, once again, I've said it in last night's stream and I said it in tonight's stream. Keith Thurman must learn in order to beat a winner of 12-round fight properly or to stop opponents and let my power be known, and I'm sure he knows this, I can't retreat every single round. I have to stand and fight at points of the fight. I can outbox a dude. I can beat a matador. But in order for me to really make this dude pay and know that he can't walk through the front door all willy-nilly, I got to stand with this dude at times in the fight. And last night against Hotacito, there was a lot of points of that fight where he did not stand with him. And he allowed Hotacito to constantly getting off and bringing more force than he was bringing. He was hitting him with 4-piece combinations, 4-5-piece combinations, tap, 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 move, tap, 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 move. But he was doing that shit off the back foot, man. No doubt, man. I got to do this 7 o'clock show, but I'll catch the rest afterwards. Dope profile. Hands down, my G. And I will be looking up to that show, man. Real talk, man. I appreciate you. Appreciate you for slopping through, man. Real talk. And man, one of the realest on YouTube. I appreciate that love, homie. All day in the paint. All day in the paint. Same to you, Mo. Backyard Porter will dog walk Keith. We already seen the best of Thurman. I don't know if we seen the best of Thurman, man. Look, man, the man was out 22 months. All right. For anybody not to expect nobody to have ring rust after 22 months, I don't know what kind of sport y'all been watching. Dog, that ain't a job you can do on this earth. That you stop doing it for 22 months, that you gonna come back and be the same person that you was when you come back. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you flipping burgers. I don't care. You ain't gonna flip burgers the same if you ain't flipped the burger in 22 months. You know what I mean? I don't care what it is that you do. Come talk to me when he comes 2-3 fights back. And then say, oh, well, shit, hey, Keith has lost it. Then I might tell you, you know what? I'm rocking with you on that. But as to say after 22 months, oh, Keith Thurman ain't this devastating fighter no more. Well, I don't know nobody that can do anything the same way after 22 months. Shit, you know what I mean? Lopez was just as inactive as was a cherry Slim. Lopez was inactive, but he was fighting every year. You know what I mean? 22 months is damn near 2 years. Not to mention what people don't like to talk about with Lopez is that we seen a different thing about Lopez last night. The snack program is working. The snack program is doing something to these fighters. Lopez came in there last night as a different Lopez. Lopez has never lasted that long in fights. Lopez has never been that active so deep into a fight. Lopez has never withstood that much punches in a fight. The conditioning was different. You did. Hats off to Robert Garcia Boxing Academy, man. They taught that dude something. And I'm telling you, man, you know, it's not to mention Lopez may have been inactive, but Lopez wasn't coming off an injury. Was he? Not that I remember. You know what I mean? So it's just like there's some difference to that, man. You know what I mean? Lopez wasn't coming off an injury. Lopez wasn't inactive nearly as long. And on top of that, Lopez was learning something new. And it's called Victor Conti in them. You know what I mean? It's a real shit, man. But Jaime Mungia last night, man, he showed us something. He showed us something new to him. Caleb didn't have no problems. You say Caleb also was down with snap. You know what I mean? Caleb I'm telling y'all, bro, we be getting on Victor. Like, dog, he got the good snacks. He got the power pellets or whatever you want to call it. Hey, sir, Victor program is doing something special to these fighters. It makes me wonder why the hell that Willie Monroe did what he did. Because clearly the program is fucking working. And I'm wondering, is this shit going to work for Mikey Garcia, man? Real talk. It's crazy how you hear people explain Keith's performance like he never was off for 2 years. These dudes are joking, young. I don't get it. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's almost as if they thought Keith Thurman fought 6 months ago, 3 months ago. You know what I mean? I'm saying, like, I don't understand it, bro. Like, if you don't want to accept that fact, then it's nothing that I can tell you. If you just want to ignore that fact and say, oh, well, Keith Thurman is this and that, and just say, well, yeah, 22 months, it's all good. Yeah, it is what it is. But he still is a bum, and ain't nothing I can tell you. Ain't nothing I can tell you. That's the main culprit. I will be rocking with you if this was Keith Thurman's third fight back. If this was his second fight back, I'll be sitting back with you like, yeah, man, Keith, man, you've been playing that flute too much, man. He got, fucking with that flute, dog. You need to leave that flute alone, man, and get his ass in the gym. But as of today, this is his first fight back, man. And he fought a dude that's fresh off the snack program that's been shown in many fights now up to date. That does enhance your stamina. That enhances a lot of things about you as a fighter. What the hell is Victor Conti giving these dudes, son? It's power pellets. I don't know what it is. Oh, he's just giving us vitamins. It's just vitamins, man-made, man. That's all Victor is doing. I don't know what the hell he's doing, son. Keith said he was stopping Lopez in 7, so blame him. I mean, Keith's supposed to talk that talk, man. Keith's supposed to talk that talk. That's Keith Thurman. He's always talked that talk. I mean, I understand he raised a lot of people's expectations. He raised my expectations. I was sitting back like, yo, keep talking that shit. He might be one time. But at the time, like I told y'all in the last 2 videos ago, dog, Keith Thurman has returned, but is he back? And clearly he's not all the way back yet. You know what I mean? There's a difference. I mean, he's supposed to talk that talk, dog. He's the #1 dude. You got Earl Spence Jr. walking to this man telling him to his face, "I stop you in 6." What is he supposed to not do? So I don't know, folks. I don't know. They know it's just ignore it. That's exactly. I don't listen to these dudes, man. Gets no sales for me. I mean, I feel you, bro. Everybody got their favorite fighter. Everybody got their favorite fighter. Got their favorite bias. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's boxing. You did. And that's boxing. I'm sure I can get a good argument from a lot of cats that say, "Oh, Jerry Swift Hurd is this," or "Gary Russell Jr. is that." You know what I mean? I'm sure I can get a lot of arguments from a lot of y'all. But that's just boxing. And these dudes, they looking at this performance and they're saying that, well, Earl Spence Jr. can't do this and Earl Spence Jr. can't do that. I mean, we'll see, bro. All I know is Bo Mack is out here telling everybody that Keith Thurman is a harder fight than Earl Spence Jr. That's all I do know. You know what I mean? That's what I do know, man. But yeah, man. But as for Jaime Mungia, though, son, I like him. We're gonna learn more from him. The last night's fight was a tough one. Some people may run down the line and say he got exposed. I say he's still learning and he's still trying to add little elements to his game. And you know, at the end of the day, if he's not ready for Jerry Swift Hurd. He's just not. He is not ready for the Jerry Swift Hurd. I don't know how ready he will be for Charlo, but it showed me a lot about Jaime Mungia last night. And I'll be keeping my third eye on him, son. Real talk. I'll be keeping my third eye on him. Everybody out here want to run around and talk bad about my main man, Keith Thurman, man. Y'all tripping, man. Y'all tripping out this joint, man. Give him a fight, bro. Give him a fight or two, man. But as for him getting in there immediately with Showtime Sean Porter, whoo, that is like, yo, I don't know. I don't know if he active enough. I think he might want to pump his brakes on that. But Sean Porter gonna be on his ass. Because Sean Porter gonna bring up all that talk he been talking. Sean Porter got defeated by Keith Thurman. Sean Porter don't care when is the right time. He wants that fight immediately. If Sean Porter gets through Yordenis Ugas, he wants that fight immediately. You know what I mean? Immediately. Where my man Hurd at though, young? Hey, Hurd supposed to be fighting on May 11th if everything work out. That's my birthday. He supposed to be fighting. They trying to make a fight between him and Julian J. Rock Williams. If that fight comes to fruition, I'm in the building. Whether it's here, anywhere on the East Coast, I'm going. You know what I mean? So they trying to aim it for May 11th. Hurd says he wants a hometown fight. Last I heard, the venue ain't been decided yet. They trying to work out the last few details and deals for that particular fight, and that's gonna be a good ass fight. That's gonna be a good ass fight, man. Real talk. Hurd actually should vacate and go to 160 now. I mean, he got unfinished business. You know, he never got that Charlo fight. We thought Charlo was gonna get through Harrison. It didn't happen. So guess what? Harrison and Charlo talking about doing it again. Harrison gonna kill some time. I mean, Hurd gonna kill some time. Maybe get into Julian J. Rock Williams. You know, Jaime Mungia clearly ain't going to step to Jerry Swift Hurd. Oscar is not going to allow Jaime Mungia to step to Jerry Swift Hurd. And so, I mean, I guess he wants to get one more title before he goes up to 160 and maybe jump in there with Jamal Charlo, if we all lucky. You hear me? Porter be rapping like he beat Thurman. He needed to worry about Ugas. Exactly. Hey, Ugas ain't no slouch. I just wasn't too happy with Ugas' last performance. But Ugas ain't no slouch, man. Ugas fuck around and go in that thing and try to box the shit out of Showtime Sean Porter. And that's something that Porter better be. Don't overlook Ugas. Ugas pulled himself out of the IBF because remember, he was the IBF mandatory at one time. And instead, he decided to go the WBC route. And people always say that he ran, he actually did kind of get away from Earl Spence Jr. because they were talking about Earl Spence versus Ugas next. Until when Ugas pulled out, Mikey Garcia stepped in. So we don't know, man. Real shit. Jaime is getting that Andre fight this year. I don't know, man. I don't know. But Jaime ain't got many places he can go at 54, man, given all of them dudes over at PBC. Only thing he can do at 54 at this point on the elite level, real shit, is maybe a Kell Brook if Kell come back to 154. Outside of that, Jaime didn't lock himself in with Oscar and them. He over there on there fighting on the zone. Yeah, man, you might be right. Jaime might be heading to 160 faster than we know. You know what I mean? Real talk. Charlo got sent to his room on punishment. Slim. I ain't seen Charlo. Charlo been humble as shit. Charlo been somewhere in the gym putting work in, probably in the basement like Clubber Lang in this joint. You dig? Sweating heavy. Like, nah, I ain't gonna lose no more. I ain't gonna lose no more. He better humble yourself, cuz. Stop showing your mental weakness. Stop thinking you're gonna come in there and just overpower fighters. You ain't Earl Spence Jr. So wherever Charlo at, he doing the right thing. And that's staying away from the cameras, staying away from the media, staying away from the public. Man, he doing the absolutely right thing. I don't blame him. Shit, I don't blame him. He depressed. Jamie, what's up with you, homie? What's up, fam? You say he depressed. Oh, man, I don't know where he at, bro. My man on the side of a milk carton right now, son. You know what I mean? Let him go ahead and do that, though. That's good. He need that, man. Charlo was out here trying to do too much, trying to model, trying to act, trying to box, trying to prove to the world that he is great. Dog, just let it come to you. So go somewhere, humble yourself. Listen to your people around you, like humble yourself, son. Go into a basement, take down, just you, a light, and a punching bag. That's all you need, son. And stay focused. And you'll be all right. You'll be all right. I'm definitely watching Rocky 3 after this. All day. Charlo somewhere spitting lightning and crapping thunder. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna spit lightning and crap thunder rock. Yeah. That's what Charlo somewhere doing, son. You did. Probably listening to the Eye of the Tiger in his earbuds. Probably sweating buckets. Man, my man somewhere just in a basement somewhere, dog. Real talk. Charlo was robbed. It was a good fight, man. Close fight. I thought he should have edged it out, but judges didn't see it my way. You think Thurman ready for Pac-Man because he is not ready for Spence and Crawford. I think he's ready for Pac-Man because Pac-Man ain't going to bring nearly the noise that Spence and Crawford going to bring. Those are dogs right there, dog. Those are A1 purebred dogs. You know what I'm saying? And so as for Pac-Man, who does show, little signs of slowing down, of course Thurman got a good shot with that. He got a good shot with AB. You know what I mean? Got a good shot, with all of them. But I don't know. Any fighter that's going to bring noise to him right now until he get his time and his reflexes where he needs them to be, I don't know. But Shawty, Thurman had already told us. Thurman put himself in a bad position. He put himself in a bad position. He told the world that the 2 fights that I'm taking this year is going to be Jotacito Lopez, and then I'm going after my old title. You know what I mean? If he refuses to go after Sean Porter, it's going to make people think that, oh, damn, we definitely ain't going to see the Earl Spence Jr. fight now. So it's going to make fans even come down even harder on him. You know what I mean? So it's almost as if, man, he better get it together and get it together fast because he might just have to fight Showtime Sean Porter, son. I know what y'all saying, like, he may not be ready and this, that, and the third. But, dog, he talked this fight up. He talked this fight up too long, and he making us wait for him to step to Earl, the dude who told him to his face, I'll stop you in 6, and this is my division. He shitted on Terrence Crawford. So he making us wait for those fights. And he told us the reason that he's doing it is because of Sean Porter and he won his old belt back. He put himself in a real tough position, son. This broad probably tell Charlo you wasn't doing that to Tony. I don't know, man. Charlo MIA, son. Charlo MIA out this joint, dog. And I like that, though. I like that. I'm telling y'all, man, that's a good thing, man. The man does not need to be in front of cameras right now. He need not to be out here making a zillion and one excuses. Or, I felt like I was robbed. Nobody want to hear that shit. Charlo need to be doing exactly what he doing, and that's being in the basement somewhere, maybe even calling up Victor Conti and get something to good snacks. I don't know, son. But whatever he need to do, he need to be chilling and doing that right now, man. After that key performance, Braun about to pull up on Thurman for that about bullshit. Hey, yo, but at the end of the day, Keith still beating AB. Everybody, I'm sorry, dog. Till I got a reason to say AB wins fights. Right now, I don't. And right now, Keith definitely beats AB. But I'm sorry, man. He's in it. I mean, look, man. I love Keith Thurman. I still consider him number 1 at welterweight, no doubt. But he talked too much, and he talked himself into a Porter fight. You said we didn't ask for this fight. We didn't ask. No one. Everybody asked for Earl Spence Jr. You said the reason that you're not fighting Earl or Terrence or anytime soon is because you want Porter. And that is you only fighting 2 times this year. Keith has told us these things. If Keith fight a Jotacito Lopez and turns around and faces a Luis Collazo or turn around and faces a AB or something like that, other than Manny Pacquiao or Showtime Sean Porter, Slim, the fans are going to bring hell on his ass, dog. And that's just being 100. Talk is talk. Keith is too cerebral for these guys. Keith is very cerebral. No doubt about it. But Keith showed a lot of, and this is me who think that he won and won convincingly, and I don't see what the uproar is. But at the end of the day, he did show signs of ring rust. You know what I mean? And most importantly, what I'm really concerned about more than anything with Keith Thurman, the number one thing that I'm more concerned about than anything is the fact that, dog, he's fading in fights. And this was prior to him leaving the sport. That concerns me with Keith. Keith looks so good for 6, 7 rounds, 8 rounds. But if there's a fighter that's constantly gaining, he is not going to be able to constantly retreat from Errol Spence Jr. It's going to catch up with him. And you can't fade neither. It's going to catch up with you. So is Keith willing to stand and trade at certain points of the fight? I'm just being 100. You know what I mean? Thurman style is good for Pac-Man style. Easy knockout. I think it'd be a good fight, but I mean, I think Keith moves too much for Pac-Man. Pac-Man, when it comes to a lot of moves, you know, it makes him, you know, do a lot of Keith not only moves, but he moves and punches. And so he will be landing a lot of leather on Pac-Man, I think. Pac-Man still may show that speed and get to the inside of this, that, and the third, but Keith is cerebral as hell, bro. I just think Keith is levels, you know, at this point in his career. Now, Pac-Man for 5, 6, 7 years ago, we're talking a different fight. But today, I think he may edge out Pac-Man. Thurman style is good. Oh, okay, I said that. Bronner got to stop, Holmes. His stock dropped tremendously. Dudes are making reaction videos of Slim and clowning him. Yeah, Bronner just a paycheck right now, man. That's all he is, man. Bronner just a paycheck right now, man. You know, a lot of people can get paid off the dumb shit that he do. You know what I mean? I just was reading earlier that he got a warrant out for him because he didn't pop up for court. And, man, Bronner just a paycheck. He TMZ Bronner. You know what I mean? Only reason that any fighter would like to fight Adrian Bronner right now is because how much awareness that he brings to them. And that's the only reason. You know what I mean? And that's sad to say because, man, when I first started here on YouTube, son, I was riding heavy for Adrian Bronner. Real shit, man. But I'm like, damn, I did a complete 360 on this dude, son. Keith was on that bicycle, something serious, from Anacostia to Rock Creek. Hey, Slim, no bullshit, man. Hey, hey, Keith was definitely on his bicycle, man. Keith, Lance Armstrong, Thurman, you know what I mean? Like Slim, he was on the move. But no, my thing is, like, you know, you can retreat. You ain't, you know, if you got a dude coming at you full steam all the time, sometimes you just got to put him on a string and lead him on that leash. And you got to just lure him in the traps and things like that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But at points of the fight, you do have to stand and trade. And for him to beat a Errol Spence Jr. or even a Terrence Bud Crawford, there's going to be points in the fight where he's just going to have to stop and trade. Not to mention what everybody keeps talking about how good Lopez did. He didn't drop Keith. After that 7th round, he didn't drop Keith. Keith took the best that Jotacito hit him flush. And Keith didn't go down after 22 months. Cut it out, man. Cut it out. Cut it out, man. Yeah, Ronnie boy, a fool, man. All day. That man, I told you, that's Lance Armstrong Keith. Real talk, man. Your boy Thurman gets bruised up quick. When he faces a power puncher, he is going to swell up in the 5th round. We'll see. Yeah, man, this is you talking the same dude when he fought what was that, Robbie Garcia, and that man had the bad eye. You remember that swole, what was that, the black eye? That Jones was like closed and gone. He still beat that man, you know. And I know it's Robbie Garcia, but he still beat him. Man, I'm not here to shit on Keith, man. I'm sorry. And here's my deal to you Errol Spence Jr. fans. It still continues from last night. Tell me exactly why do you see Errol Spence Jr. as the #1 welterweight? And, you know, or any other fighter for that matter. Any other fight. It ain't just about Earl. How do you see anybody else above Keith one-time Thurman? What have they done? What have they done? They ain't done shit. Hematoma. Keith Hematoma Thurman. Yeah, man fights with hematomas. Hey, that man fight with hematomas, son. Come on, man. Keith was a warrior at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Man, come on, son. Cut it out, man. Keith is #1. I'm with you, son. I'm with you, man. That's what I'm saying, man. Like Keith, that's what I say. He took the best that Jotacito had to offer last night. Jotacito, man, hit him flush. After 22 months, he did not quit. He did not quit. That proves something about Keith Thurman. Yeah, he got touched to the body. Yeah, he got touched a lot in the last portion, in the second half of that fight. He got touched a lot. Yeah, Jotacito walked through 1,000 punches. Nobody wants to mention that Keith Thurman laid 4-punch combinations on him. Yeah, you know what I mean? But You know, that's how people want to look at the shit, man. I don't understand. I don't understand. But he cannot. But when people do jump out there and they say, yo, Keith can't keep constantly retreating against the Earl Spence Jr., they got a point. And that's just real talk. They do got a good point with that, man. They do got a good point with that. You got to be a thorough cat to fight with a hematoma, Slim. You did. Shit, man, that speaks volumes, son. That's telling me a lot about this dude, son. Man, fought with a hematomas. Hematoma. Hey, for y'all out there who know how to spell that word hematoma, hats off to you. Hematoma. Man, we fight with hematomas out here, man. You know what I mean? Psycho boxing fan Watts in the building. What's up, fam? Hey, what would have happened if Spence or Crawford had Keith hurt like that in the 7th? That's a good damn question. I think they would have finished him. I truly do. I think they would have finished him. I'm gonna be honest, man, and I'm gonna tell you like I told you last night. I think last night that Crawford or Spence might would have beaten Keith Thurman, but this is his first fight back after 22 months. That's the reason I say that. I think they would have beat Keith. Let's be real, man. We ain't never seen Keith fight like that or get touched that much in a fight. It's a coincidence that we see Keith get touched this many times in a fight after 22 months layoff. It's a coincidence, right? But however, when he fought Danny, he ain't get touched like that. When he fought Sean Porter, he ain't get touched like that. But however, and we'll all say that Sean Porter and Danny is 3 times better as Josecito Lopez. And he ain't get touched nearly as much when he was much more active. But after a 22-month layoff, and he gets in there with a much lower tier fighter, and Josecito Lopez, he gets touched all the shit. Man, people got motherfucking amnesia out here, cuz. Crawford will walk Keith down and stop him. Crawford will walk Keith down and stop him. That remains to be seen, Ronnie Boy Fresh. That remains to be seen, man. Look, I like Bud, and I ain't no fan of Keith Thurman running around crapping on Bud. I'm not no fan about that and don't want to fight him. You can't talk. See, this is the same stuff that Keith did back in the day to Amir Khan. See, Keith was kind of jealous of Amir Khan back in the day. Well, if y'all go back to the old interviews, y'all find out. When Amir Khan was the WBC silver champion and he was right there up under Floyd Mayweather, man, Keith was hating like, you hear me? Hating. You know what I mean? Hating. Oh, what has Khan done? All Khan done is beat Devin Alexander. He ain't really beat a full-fledged 47-pounder. Same arguments that he putting on Terrence Crawford. So you can't hate like that and don't fight these dudes. You did. Real talk. Why didn't he call out Porter last night? He know he got to get better. Now he questioning himself. You got a good point with that, Jamie. I didn't hear him call out Porter last night neither. The same way he had back in the he didn't. You 100% right. He called out Pacquiao. I heard Pacquiao's name all night last night, but I did not hear Porter's name last night. That's a good question. Never looked at it from that angle. Hats off to you. Good question. Crawford will walk Spence down and stop. I already read that. Porter was trying to put Keith in the trick bag, trying to make Keith fight him after his surgery. Keith, he wasn't falling for that. Yeah. I mean, that's true. And it's smart. Oh, sometimes you got to move smart. Fuck what the fans talking about. It's your career. Dog, you got to move. If you want to last in this sport, sometimes picking and choosing. I don't condone cherry picking by far. But if I'm off for 22 months and you want me to get in there with the #1 cat in the work, man, nah, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen, son. Especially me coming off an injury. I don't care what y'all say. You can call me everything. You can call me the flute man. You know what I mean? You can call me Keith Underground Fight Thurman. I don't care what you call me. Keith Beefy Thurman, whatever you want to call me. But at the end of the day, forget what the fans talking about. For longevity of your career, you got to do what you got to do. This one made Floyd so. That's why Floyd lasted to 41 years old. 40-something years old. Because he ain't studying what the fans say. He said, look, man, I'm going to fight who I want to fight. I'm going to give you good fights. But don't expect me every single fight to get in there with a damn killer. You know what I mean? Real talk. I need to see Peterson and Keith. Yeah. I mean, I don't know that. I guess if you want to say Keith need more of a tune up, then all right, that's cool with me. But I just don't think Peterson right now is on that level no more, bro. I got nothing but love for Lamont. Got nothing but love for Barry Hunter's entire gym. I got homies in it. You know what I'm saying? Hats off to my main man Magruder. You know what I mean? Like it's just the fact that Lamont right now. I mean, I think Keith. If Keith want to take that fight, so be it. But truth be told, Why not Keith and Kell Brook? I don't hear nobody's. I haven't seen that come across my comment screen once. Why not Keith and Kell Brook? What's up with that? You hear me? Just imagine the energy once Spence loses. Just imagine. Look, man, for all of these Spence fans that's hyping up and saying Spence is this, oh, yo, you just going to make us look extra hard on Spence versus Mikey. Y'all better pray. They better pray that Mikey don't come in there and have a lot of success against Earl Spence Jr. Because I'm telling you, the Thurman and the Crawford fans going to bring the same energy to Earl Spence Jr. It's almost now making it, since so many people talking so bad about Thurman, about Josecito Lopez. It's really going to come down to, look, now Earl Spence Jr. better wipe Mikey out within a few rounds. And if not, oh, we coming. You hear me? That's what it's going to come down to, son. Real talk. Ponytail said Manny is the priority now. So we already know where this is it. But that's for the bag. I mean, who wouldn't want to fight Manny? There ain't a welterweight in the division that wouldn't want to fight Manny. Sean Porter take that fight in a heartbeat. Earl, Crawford, they all will. Any of them will fight Senator Manny. You know what I mean? Because Senator Manny brings the Philippines. He brings the money. He brings the fact that you beat a Hall of Fame fighter. I can't blame Keith too much for wanting to fight Manny. Don't get me wrong. And not to mention, this ain't like Keith just started this year calling out Manny. Keith been calling out Manny for years. For years. I don't blame. My only position is, dog, no, when you got this new blood in this division and they calling your name and they treating you like you a jack in the box. You know what I mean? They treating you like you the flute man. And so in that case, you need to put your foot down and let these young bucks know this is still my house. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's my position on it. In this day and age, he says, what's up with you? He says, last night fight was just a tune-up fight for Keith Thurman. That's all, Mo. That's all. It was a tune-up fight. Good thing he got 12 rounds in. Good thing he did get pressured the way he did. Because I'm going to tell you, man, I can't think of a better fight that does prepare him for a Showtime Sean Porter. Can you think of a better fight? Of a better type fight that gets Keith Thurman ready for what Sean Porter going to bring into a fight? Nah, I can't think of a better fight. You know what I mean? Real talk. I can't think of a better fight. I honestly think that fight he fought last night would have been a harder fight if they would have made, say, him and like a Jesse Vargas. That was a harder fight that he fought last night. And that's the type of fight that mentally, physically gets him ready for a Showtime Sean Porter. It don't make sense for him to get in there with a Paulie Malignaggi type dude, right? And then say, oh, I'm going to turn around after 22 months to fight Sean Porter. If anybody got him ready for what Sean Porter going to bring, it was that cat last night, son. Real talk, man. What's up, Orlando? What's up, fam? How you feeling, man? Spontaneous show as always. You know how we do. You know what I mean? I've already talked earlier about Jaime Mungia. I ain't got much more to say about that other than we learned something about him last night, and that is how he fights going backwards. And he is not nearly as devastating. And, you know, hey, and Noe last night showed us a lot about Jaime. Hats off to Jaime for surviving. Hats off to Jaime for not gassing out. Hats off to Jaime for sticking to the game plan. But he is not nearly this. He's not, I must break you. When I first laid eyes on this dude against Saddam Ali, the first thing that came to my mind was Ivan Drago and Apollo Creed. I must break you. That was the first thing that came to my mind. I didn't see I must break you last night. You know what I mean? Get that paper all day. Get that money, son. Get that money, man. I feel you, man, putting that work in. Hats off to everybody tonight that's putting that work in. If you're on the night shift, if you listen to the playback on the night shift, hats off to you. You know what I mean? Put that work in, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. I don't know if y'all heard through the news, switch a little bit gears, but in my area here in the DMV, you know, a lot of people have been hurting in this area, man, after that government shutdown shit. You know what I mean? So, you know, they got a deal worked out. So a lot of cats going back to work. Man, that shit was having repercussions, bro, through other businesses, and just that's the stuff that wasn't being talked about, man. There's a lot of restaurants downtown DC, man. They was hurting because the government workers wasn't coming to work. You know what I mean? Dudes, man, hey, and not to mention, nobody wasn't even talking about the government contractors, man. They don't get retro pay. Man, they missed 2 checks. So they got to get back. They on the phone with the tax with the rent man, like, son, you're gonna have to hold on. Just give me a minute. I'm gonna get back to work. You know what I mean? So it's kind of good to know that, and you know, they got back to work, man. For real, man. Not going to happen. Spence not rusty, and he's going to bully Garcia to the ropes. And if Garcia runs Spence going, cut that ring off. That's true. I don't know what Garcia see, man. I have no idea. Only thing I've told y'all before, other than the momentum that Errol Spence brings, and maybe he can use that against him, and the head movement of Errol Spence Jr., I don't know. But I'm telling you something, Jamie. The one thing that I'm telling you, man, that might be a small X factor is that look is what Victor Conte doing to these fucking fighters. Dog, he is powering these dudes up. Dog, he is powering these dudes up, man. That man got the new 2019 snacks, and he is powering these dudes up. He got them power pellets, son. I don't know. It's not nothing that's, I guess, dirty because ain't nobody failing no test. But, son, whatever he get, Danny Jacobs going to be messing with the snacks. Trust and believe. His fight against Canelo, oh, yeah, Danny Jacobs calling Victor off the A side. Hey, Victor, get ready, cuz. I got my money ready and all that. When you want me to meet you somewhere? I need them snacks, son. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. Man, what's the best division to you right now? The best division to me right now, probably still welterweight. Welterweight, middleweight division is hot. You know what I'm saying? I like the middleweight division, but I think welterweight's still on fire, given the list of skills and given the caliber of fighters that you got. Not to mention with Kell Brook coming back down to welterweight, maybe even the Mir-Khan joining the fray again, man. I think that welterweight popping. You know, middleweight right behind it, though. Middleweights is right there behind it. And after that, maybe 140. Then after that, I'll probably say 126, and then the heavyweights. I want some snacks, baby boy. Hell yeah. I need to holler at Victor, man, because, hey, I don't know what he giving these dudes, dog. They taking punches. They not getting tired. They looking strong. You know what I mean? Hey, I have never, Josecito Lopez has been known in the past to fade in fights. And I ain't heard no reports about Josecito Lopez failing no drug tests. But at the end of the day, bruh, Josecito Lopez he wasn't winded at the end of that fight, nothing. He got knocked down, but bounced right back up, son. You hear me? So I don't know, man. Victor got the good. I'm telling you. You like 140 the best? I like 140, man. I hope they hurry up and finish up the World Boxing Super Series up there, bro. I need to see what's going to happen if it comes down to Regis Prograis and Josh Taylor in that tournament. You know what I mean? I like 140. I like 140 a lot. I think 140 got a lot of potential, man. And it's going to be interesting to see some of the 140 fighters ever come up to welterweight. It's going to be something. You know what I mean? Real talk. Welterweight's not fighting each other, though. True. I mean, the PBC fighters they mixing it up. My deal is, you know, y'all already know, man, I'm hashtag anti-suit, man. I'm hashtag anti-suit. Yo, PBC, man, y'all gonna have to y'all got the names, bruh. And this is what I'll be saying at the beginning of the stream. Oscar De La Hoya, when all of these dudes were promoted under Golden Boy, Oscar was giving us good fights. Oscar fed his roster to Floyd Mayweather. Oscar was never one to keep fighters away from each other. He probably even grooming Jaime Mungia versus Canelo one day. Who knows? PBC guy, hey, look, man, I don't blindly follow no damn PBC. I mean, Al Heyman, yeah, he's a brother and all that good shit, but the man ain't never spoke a damn word to the public. I don't know where his head at. All I know is he milking the shit out of us right now. He just gave us Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury on pay-per-view, Adrian Broner and Manny Pacquiao on pay-per-view, Mikey Garcia versus Errol Spence Jr. on pay-per-view. You know what I mean? So he getting our bread out here, son. You're going to have to give us some fights. You know what I mean? Real talk. Spencer's an Olympian, so he must got boxing skills because it's all about points, not brute force. Yeah, true shit. But the Olympians level is not the professional level. These are fighters that has now been fighting for well beyond their amateur years, especially when you get to the elite level at your weight class. These are now fighters that have seen every style, that has been in there and know how to eliminate every kind of thing. You know what I mean? So, you know, if he's a good boxer on the amateur level, or maybe a good boxer on the Olympian level, does not necessarily mean that he's a good boxer in the professional level, especially the elite level. And most importantly, when he has not been fighting the same caliber of fighter as him. So you can it can become almost muscle memory that we keep going back to this style where I'm just going to keep digging to the body and coming forward. What happens when you have to adjust? See, this is what I was telling you yesterday, Jamie. Like, we didn't see that adjustment against Kell Brook. We didn't see it. When Kell Brook was kind of styling on him early, it was the same Errol Spence Jr. And he kind of sort of had a reason to adjust, but he didn't until that injury came. You know what I mean? Snack equals Transformers, hands down. You hear me? Decepticons and Autobots up in this joint, son. You know what I mean? Hey, Snack, I don't know what that man giving him, son. Like, I don't know what Victor Conti is doing with these fighters, but I'm telling you, man, that's the X factor with Mikey. Mikey fuck around and come into that fight, man, with Earl Spence, and Earl probably start digging on him and shit. He like, hold up, I'm not hurting this dude. Oh, snap. And Mikey coming trying to push me back. Man, I mean, I've heard a little talk here and there that people think that Mikey might actually got a chance on pushing Earl back. I don't see it. I got to become a believer. That's all I'm saying. You got Google Hangout yesterday, Orlando? Bet. I know you at work right now, so I tell you what, man. If you on the stream on the next live stream, you got the link all day, son. You got Google Hangout now, man. You got the link all day. Or can you talk while you at work? I don't know, but I want you in a comfortable environment so we can chop it up, dog. I would love to have you here on the panel, son. I would love to have any of y'all. Jamie, what's up, Jamie? Get yourself a Google Hangout, man. You know what I mean? All of y'all, Ronnie Boy Fresh, same to you, dog. If y'all can get y'all some Google Hangouts, I'm shooting y'all the link ASAP. You know what I mean? It'll be crazy if Mikey beats Spence to the body. Yeah, that'd be crazy. But right now, man, we just gonna have to see, man. I'm expecting for Earl Spence Jr. to go in there and get the job done. I'm expecting for Earl Spence Jr. to eliminate Mikey Garcia, devastating fashion. If he doesn't, since all of these Spence fans want to jump down Keith Thurman after being out of 22 months, Slim, it's going to be some answers that's going to be some questions that y'all going to have to answer. That's going to be, why is Mikey Garcia coming from the 135-pound division up to 147 and having as much success against the boogeyman known as Earl Spence Jr.? You got Google Hangouts, Ronnie Boy Fresh? Okay, solid. Dog, man, I need to send y'all some links then, man. Right. Okay. All day. Brian Thompson, you got Google Hangout too? Man, y'all, come on, man. Y'all be hearing me stream after stream. Ask y'all, do y'all got Google Hangouts, man? Come on, son. Come on, man. How long I been on here, man? My man Brian say send him a link. Okay, bet that. What's your email, son? What's your email? Give me emails. Gmails at that. It gotta be Gmails. Yeah, man. Come on, man. I ain't know y'all had hangouts, man. Come on, man. I've been wanting y'all up on here. Yeah, man, you lunch it, man. I've been wanting y'all ass up on here for each and every stream. There ain't been a stream that went past and say I want to hang out with the subs, man. I get offers from channels all day. Dog, you don't know. I got a whole fucking inbox full of people that didn't hit me up. Like, dog, let me get on the channel. Hey, let's debate it out. Let's talk this. And I don't want to tell them no. Y'all already know I started doing that at first. I had the homie Monty Brown on here. I had a few other channels on here. You know what I mean? But I stopped doing it because I want to talk it up with my subs, man. This is our world over here, man. You know what I mean? This is our world. Hit that like button for me, man. Hit that like button for me. Real talk. I tell you what. Next stream, what's today? Sunday night. Next stream will possibly be Wednesday. Wednesday night will be the next stream. That's what I'm be honest with y'all. I'll send you the link there. I'm sending links. Matter of fact, I'll put it in the title. I'm sending links. I'm sending links to everybody who down to join up on here on the panel. We can chop it up. We can talk it up. I don't care what your viewpoint is. I don't care what who your favorite fighter is. Dog, it's all good. We're here to talk boxing, and we all here to keep it at 100, man. Real talk. Super Saiyan Spence got him shook. Yeah. Hey, Jamie, I hope you get on here, bro, because I know you that Spence fan. I know Ronnie Boy Fresh is a Turnbull Crawford fan. Man, I would love to chop it up with y'all brothers, man. Real talk. But I'm about to shut it down for tonight. You know what I mean? I got some things I got to do, man. It's going to be a busy week for me. Got a lot of shipments to get out, man. For those who don't know, I've thought about talking about this sometime on the channel, but I'm heavy into the online reselling and online selling, man. Slim, the money is pouring in. Maybe I could teach y'all how to do this thing, man. Hey, for everybody who wanted to be their own boss, make their own money. It's a lot of money out here, son. It's a lot of money to be made here online, and it's a lot. You can have your own business. I can teach you the ropes step by step, 100% free. You know, I probably do that, man. Maybe I'll pick a stream to do that. But tune in to the next one, man. Jaime Mungia, coming of age. Is he ready for the elite? My answer right now is absolutely not. Stay away from Jared Hurd, and just keep on growing, son. Keep on growing. because Jaime, I like him, and I probably like him a lot more in about another year from now, once he's coming to his full potential. But we'll see. So to the next video, Main Man Made Man. Don't forget to subscribe. Twitter, Made Man 511. Facebook, Main Man Made Man. Boxing Forum, Google Plus, Main Man Made Man. Jamie, you said I'm out of town, but definitely by Wednesday. Okay, cool. All right, I'll be looking for you, man. I'm sending links on the next stream. Anybody who want to join me, please get a Google Hangout, get a Gmail account, and send me your link. Send me your Gmail, and I will be sending you the link. I would love to talk boxing with all y'all. Real talk, real talk. He stops Hogan. Who stops Hogan? Who you talking about, Mo? I don't know. We talking about Hulk Hogan? I don't know, man. You wild boy. Hey, to the next video, though. Much love. Peace out.